Hey guys, Kanye West launched a meme coin. So dumb. I entered a short on the Kanye West meme coin. I expect to be making some money. Seems like a pretty obvious play for a short. I just did a 1x short on the Kanye West meme coin. My goodness. Oh my God. Why? Why, of all times, why now would Kanye West launch a meme coin? All right, let's just suck even more liquidity out of the market with some stupid meme coin scam from a celebrity meme coin. Man, my goodness. Here I am ranting and nobody's actually in here except for just a handful of people on TikTok. So, hello, Will Johnson. Afternoon, Crow Man. Kanye West launched a meme coin. Good morning, Leonard. Board of the market. And yeah, my general thought is that nothing exciting is going to happen. We just have too much stuff. Good morning, Robert. Hello, Just John. This is a real live VFR. Hello. There's too much stuff. We have Jackson Hole, Jerome Powell's Jackson Hole speech on Friday. We have the unemployment report first Friday of the next month, which is massive given how bad the last one was. And then we have the next CPI and PPI reports. Like, we're on edge right now because of that last PPI report. And if unemployment is bad, if the next unemployment report is bad, that's the fear of rising unemployment with rising inflation. That's but then they lower rates in September. They will, most likely. So, hello, JN Crypto. So between now and September 17th, I just don't know. I don't know what to say. I think it's going to be, at best, boring. Let's see. Yeah, how are we looking today? I mean, I hope I answered that question. Hello, Hasib. Good morning, Sam. William, thank you for the follow. Good morning, Nick. Thoughts on Kiwi? What's Kiwi? I have no thoughts right now on Kiwi. I'm assuming that's a meme coin. I'm not going to look up anything on Deck Screener. I'm on TradingView right now. It's not on TradingView. So, hello, Real Amri. I'm doing well. Rising unemployment is an incentive to cut rates. All right, Simon, think about this. Ty's pushing a coin called Kiwi. Okay. The Federal Reserve has made it abundantly clear that if it's between that inflation will always take priority, that something dramatic has to happen for them to not combat inflation, but decide to try to save the economy, quote unquote, save the economy. So rising inflation is going to be more of an incentive for them to not cut or to not inject liquidity into the market than on rising unemployment. So that's why it's a nightmare scenario. Because all right, rising unemployment, but yet the Fed's not going to do anything to quote unquote help. So good morning, Case. Hello from Krakow. Okay. Poland. Hey, Poland's economy is hot according to a magazine cover. Is that in Poland? Sorry. I'm just going to look that up real quick. I feel stupid. I know I pronounced it wrong. Yeah, I got it right. All right. Sorry, that's a very stupid American comment. I know. So, all right, ZB, LCX, dude, LCX. Here we go. Yesterday, I was getting annoyed at people asking about LCX, and LCX, man, LCX is just insane. It's just gonna do what it does. I gave up. If you didn't know, I gave up trying to do technical analysis on LCX a long time ago. Because here we are, LCX. Yeah, when sentiment's super low, yeah, how about we break through the 200-day moving average now? And not only do that, we do it dramatically. Yeah, sure, that makes sense, LCX, So I wouldn't be buying LCX right now, but what do I know? LCX will just You know, like I said, the only thing that I'm right about with LCX is it'll bore you to death and then pop out of nowhere. I say that all the time, and here we are, you know. So LCX, Zebek. I'm not in love with this chart. I don't know what to say about Zebek. You know, I just, given how much it pumped, now it already did fill some gaps when it went down to what, 0.0023. So maybe that's over. I just tend to think that people are still so much in profit that it's going to be difficult to pump it right now. So Chainlink still looks amazing. You know, I think even it's crazy how well it's doing. That doesn't invalidate my point. Yes, it does. You're just being proud. Your point is correct. All right. How about this, Simon? Don't be proud. I'm not disagreeing with you. Your point is correct, but inflation takes precedent. It always has. You are talking to, I know, all right, I'm talking about crypto, whatever. Let's move on. Okay. I mean, what do we say about Chainlink? It just keeps going when the rest of the market's kind of depressing. I mean, I do think, well, shoot. I mean, I had a limit order at this fib level here and it did not fill and it barely didn't fill. So, I mean, it seems like a straight shot to the next fib into 2873. So thank you for the follow, Cinnamon Roll. Robert, please stop spamming. Thoughts on ETH and Bitcoin dominance? No worries. I lived in Chicago for 32 years. I don't know what you're referring to. And something's weird. I'm behind already. Okay. I don't know what's weird, but ETH and Bitcoin dominance. So yesterday, I made a video yesterday talking about Ethereum. I am encouraged by this yesterday's candle, bearish engulfing candle there. This is Bitcoin dominance. And today, you know, a little bit of bounce, but I think the trend is still intact. And then ETH dominance, I'm assuming you're referring to just ETH in general. ETH dominance looks pretty much the inverse of Bitcoin dominance. Ethereum also did a bullish engulfing candle yesterday. So maybe a little bit of a pullback today, but I think even though I'm not super excited about the market over the next 4 weeks or so, ETH can make another push here. ETH can go up to its barely above its previous all-time high, and then it's going to drop by another, I don't know, probably down to 4,400 or so. So let's see. All right, Robert, you're going to be done for this live stream. Actually, you're just going to be done entirely spamming my live stream. Rising unemployment is an incentive to draw. All right, Simon. All right. LCX Beastly. Aerodrome. It's just held up really strong. I just fear, you know, if we have some relief of these next few days, Aerodrome to $1.61 makes sense. If we don't, you know, we're on shaky ground right now, and what could this go down to? You know, revisit this back test here, 98 cents. So, HEEHEE raffle today. Nope. Why is it members only on YouTube every Tuesday and Thursday? Members only. You can watch on YouTube, but it's a member only chat. So best coin to get in on right now. I don't know. Well, you know what? I'm just going to say Ethereum, honestly. You know, on my YouTube channel, I talked about 4,100 kind of being a level that it might get down to that level. It got down a little bit lower than that. Had a daily close at 4,065 or so. And Ethereum is still going to, you know, it's ETH dominance is in an uptrend. And sure, I am answering that question like a trader. You might be thinking more holding on, and honestly, there's plenty of options. So what's a good level to buy more Rismus? Oh man, Rob. Honestly, I have no problem DCAing into Rismus. Just, it got up above 10 million yesterday, and then there was some heavy profit taking. So I'm only looking at this because you remember. If it was somebody asking on, yeah, this thing's just gonna keep on climbing at least until October, and then PvP is gonna get pretty intense. So this dip after getting above 10 million, that dip yesterday, which wasn't really a dip, but that would have been a good entry. Now I just don't know. This has a lot higher to go before I'd even be a little bit concerned. What's up, Benji? Is YZY the top signal or just a whale? Another YZY would not call it a top signal. I think it's just a really dumb move by Kanye West or whoever. Yeah, 4 years of accumulation on VET will pump. That I was thinking the VET entered my mind is like, what's a good coin to enter right now? VeChain might be a good one. So I wouldn't call YZY a top signal. It's like Kanye West. He's in this territory with somebody like Mike Tyson, or I'm trying to think somebody who's just like super unpredictable. It's just, what in the world are you doing? That's kind of what I think when I hear that Kanye West launched a meme coin. Like, now? Really? And I did short it, FYI. I'm in a short right now, a 1x short. I'm just like, hey, let's short this to 0. So, I mean, it won't go to 0, but like, I'm probably going to, it's at exactly $1 billion according to this chart at least. 500 million, I'll short it to 500 million. So 1x, I mean, you could probably get away with a little bit more than 1x, but, I don't mess around with that with shorts. With like, this is kind of a no-brainer short. To me, it's a no-brainer. Yeah, let's do a 1x short on Yeezy, excuse me. So Gala, he is the best coin to get into right now. DCA. To DCA, not to ape in all the way, because you never know. At some point, the meme coin craze is going to heat up again. And it did a 13x from its bottom in 2024 to its peak. Gala, at some point, something's got to give. Another one, it's just like, I don't trust this on this side of the 200-day moving average. But I would expect this to go back down to its bottom here. What is that? 1.2 cents. And then terrible tokenomics. So I don't have super high hopes for Gala. All right, Telcoin. I own some Telcoin. Actually, it seems like it's at a good level right now. I mean, it's another one that this is a good DCA, just accumulate. Risk to reward is in your favor. Telcoin isn't anywhere near its bear market bottoms, which I would say is a good sign. It's one of the ones that's outperforming. So I have hopes for it. What is the best way to ask a question? Direct message or ask here. TikTok doesn't allow long messages. Please don't message me on TikTok. Please do not message me on TikTok. Here's what happens. So like, I have this other channel where I'm doing my $200 to $1 million challenge, and people will message me, hey, what's the link to your Telegram group? And then I'll accept the message, and I'll post the link to the Telegram group, and then they'll feel free to message me like every time some random thought comes to my mind. And no, I'm not going to be like some people. Just they have no clue. They think that you're going to become their personal answering service because you accepted their messages. And I don't have time for that. Like that would be my entire job, would be responding to people's messages if I responded to everyone's messages. So yeah, you're going to have to ask in the live stream. I do not open my chat for messages. Would you pick SUI over ICP? I think ICP is going to outperform SUI just because it's been doing so terribly. I don't think SUI, you know, like ICP could get to $20 or something like that, $25. SUI's not going to 5x from here. So you can short on BitUnix. I use BitUnix and Bitmart. So I woke up this morning, saw that Kanye West launched a meme coin, and I was like, please, I was praying to God, please be available to do leverage trading on Bitmart, and I did a 1x short. A 1x short is just basically like buying and for the hopes of it going down. There's no leverage on it except, well, I mean, for shorts, even 1x, you could, if the price doubles, you get liquidated. So you'd have to be mindful of that. Yeah, BitUnix and Bitmart. Alex, Ski, what's up, man? Should we cry to mommy and sell at a loss after a 2% pullback? What had a 2%? I mean, let's be real. Ethereum and Bitcoin had more than a 2% pullback, but no, we should not. Can you please check ETH? I already did, and I like ETH right now. Bullish engulfing candle yesterday, a little bit down today, but I think the general trend here. Let me just draw this out for Ethereum. What I think is going to happen is something like whoop, up, just generally climbing. It's just going to barely break that all-time high, and then it's going to get dumped really hard, maybe like 43, 40, 44, 43, something like that. And then it'll take a couple weeks to climb back up, to grind up, and then price discovery. So forgive the crudeness of that drawing, but something like that. Wish I threw more into Rismus. I do too, and I have 5 figures of Rismus, and I wish I bought more. I've seen this happen so many times before. Now, Rismus has already done way more than I thought it would. Is Zeus dead? I'm assuming it's dead, yeah. Oh, I spelled Zeus wrong. That's funny. In my head, I was thinking Zeus, and then I typed in Zeus. 3.2 million. That's actually better than I thought it would be. That looks, I mean, you never know. During euphoria, maybe they'd hype it up again, but I don't think, how much lower is it going to go? I don't know, but this might just bleed to death. You probably only own ISO coins. Layla, you're in here again. You called me, what did you call me yesterday? And now you're saying I probably only own ISO coins. I have some XRP and I have some XLM. But then I have a bunch of OGs and meme coins. This is insane. What is wrong with you? Epic, I would guess a back test maybe. So it's maybe even going down to 215 here. Back test of that bull flag. So, hey, Alex, I get liquidated if Solana's at 153. Could Solana go to 153? Let's see. My fear would be like a wick below the 200-day. Now, the 200-day should be rising sometime soon. So there is a chance. I would say it's a low chance, but I guess I would say there's a chance that you would get liquidated. I wouldn't worry too much about a liquidation. Thoughts on Yeezy? I already talked about it. YZY. I'm in a 1x short on YZY. I wouldn't touch it except for shorting it. What is NRP? What's NRP, Jesse? I don't see it on TradingView. I don't see it on Deck Screener. ICP. It's the same. It's the same as it's been since March. Just the accumulation of death that will one sweet day break out, but we're not there yet. So what do you want me to say with that? It's just clear accumulation. Very unlikely that we would drop from here with ICP. Oh man. So we have Layla and Forgone here. Layla was talking trash yesterday, and now she says I only own ISO coins. Or are you oh no rug pull? Okay. Layla, are you a he, a she, a they? I want to refer to you correctly. No rug pull. I'm still not seeing this. I see rug pull is not cool. I'm just going to have to pass on this, Jesse. All right, where can, oh man, WorldCoin again. No. No, sorry, nobody's asked me about WorldCoin. Every time I look at that chart, it's depressing. But yeah, sure, I'll pull it up. Sure. Where would you close your uni long? 1248. I mean, it already kind of got there. It got just barely not there, but 1248. My question is, I have a decent bag and I'm looking to buy a coin that could realistically give me a good 3x or more. There's no realistic 3x. I know I know this is crypto, and even so, yes, I think there will be many cryptos that 3x. You know, people ask for a safe 3x or a realistic 3x or something like that. And I just say, no, there's nothing like that. Now I'll answer a different question. Somebody asked me, like, if you were forced to put $100,000 into one crypto, this was yesterday. If you were forced to put $100,000 into one crypto that you had to do a 2x on it, which crypto would you choose right now? And I chose VeChain. Because VeChain is very solid fundamentally, and it hasn't already had like a big pump, and it's just been like, that's really solid accumulation. So I would say VeChain would be a good one to put some money into. You got to be patient though. You're welcome, Gucci. Tau. Now, maybe I did this a little too soon. I said I opened a long 2 days ago on Tau, and I'm very careful with this long because it's just like right. Man, is this a wick? Is it not? Is it right below? At its present price, it's like this could really, it's 50-50, and I don't like 50-50. I like 55-45. I like 60-40. I don't really like 50-50 all that much. That sure, yes, the next move could be to the upside. But if it's to the downside, it can go a lot lower. So I closed my long at a $12 loss. I was just like, you know what? I was hoping by now that it would have, and if it breaks to the upside, great, you know, congrats. But I just wanted to play it a little bit safe with my trades. Audio, I haven't looked at audio in a long time. What up, Alex? I just folded and lowered some of my positions. All right. Yeah, audio, I've got nothing for you. I'm sure this is way lower than it's ever been. Yeah. What would be encouraging to me, more encouraging to me, if it was like at least back to its, if it was holding its 2023 bottom or 2022 bottom, but the fact that it just keeps going lower, I wouldn't touch this. Why is OKB pumping like crazy? I have no idea. Wow. Oh my goodness. What in the world? OKB is a large market cap crypto. I don't know. You know, it's like, did CZ go to jail again? Did he die? True Light, yeah, I mean, maybe that's the right call. You folded and lowered some positions. I don't love it. I just, I know every day is a grind. But I mean, the thing that I would say, yes, is like, I hope It's really, crypto is really stressful. Huh. I got your live is not eligible for recommendation and restricted in search results because it primarily directs people off the platform. Oh, wow. Okay. That's a new thing. It primarily directs people off the platform. This is in line with the For You feed eligibility standards under our community guidelines. Wow. I mean, it doesn't direct people off. I think it's because I'm showing charts. So all right, I'm going to have to flip my screen. It does not direct people off the platform. Sorry, guys. I really need to take care of this. All right. I'm sorry. I got to flip my screen. No charts. Devin's had that issue. Yeah, flip it. Could because of YouTube. Yeah, I guess. I mean, yeah, but I'm not. I'm not. I guess I won't mention YouTube. I will read comments, but all right. How many times? Let me plow through some comments here. Do you think Ethereum Classic will go vertical like that? Yes, I do. Do you think Brett will 10x from here? I could see Brett 10xing. How many times has LCX been asked about so far? Believe it or not, only twice, or once actually. I mentioned it once because I was like, oh no, here we go, LCX. So can you please check Sonic? No, the chart. I've mentioned this before. You might have even asked that yesterday. The chart is not. When they changed it to Sonic, I lost all my charting. SPX 6900 or Doge? Are you just saying Doge, James? I like SPX 6900. Chris Stryker, man, sorry about your back. Well, glad you're here. Yeezy is the future of money. That's right. I think they said that. Cortez, thanks for the follow. Any chance of Pengu hitting $1 before 2026? Yes. Yeah. Rug pull, not cool. Yeah, that crypto was like 175,000. For Sonic, do FTM, and the old chart is there. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Well, I mean, I know Devin would like this chart. I'll say that. It's at 31 cents. All-time high is 350. So it's only 90 something percent down from, and I'm not being facetious. Like, could it hit a new all-time high? Yeah. What about all the influencers that show charts? I don't know. I've never gotten that restriction before. ADA or ICP. Oh, prediction on Arrow in the next month. I think this next month's going to be pretty flat now. I'm not expecting anything extraordinary to happen. So maybe it will get up to 161, something like that. ADA or ICP, which will perform better. I would, if I had $1,000 and I had to choose between ADA or ICP, I'd put it in Cardano. But I think ICP has the potential to do more X's. Kristen, thanks for the follow. IQ, blessed morning, brother. Blessed morning to you, Skyline Contracting. IQ, it's the same as everything else. Not a crypto I'd be interested in buying, but at least in early 2024, it spiked up like crazy. At the end of 2025, it did something similar, but not as high. So at some point, I would guess that it'll do something like that. What's Yeezy at? Man, I don't think this trading view chart is right, or the deck screener chart is right. Whatever. I'm doing good on meme trading right now, and I didn't get great entries. Fumbled my arrow bag. I had 16K, sold at 69 cents. Ah, yikes. Could be because of YouTube. Yeah, all right. So you think ETH goes to all-time high, Uni will reach 1240. I mean, Uni, yeah, I'll just say yes to that. Maybe even a little bit higher. Sonic will fly to 45 cents soon. It's at 31, yeah. What do you think about exercise and good dieting? That sounds great. Yeah, I think that's you know, how about no? Who's going to say no to that? Good exercise and exercise and good dieting is terrible. No, eat crap. Eat garbage and don't exercise. I did go to the gym. I go to the gym every morning before coming into my office. So, and I'm trying to eat better, and so far so good. I hear Greek yogurt is a thing that people should eat. So, Wagwan, is that a saying? We are going. I don't know. Good to see you, Rack. Neodac, thanks for the follow. Do you still hate Ethereum after this bull run? Oh, man, that's a tough question to answer, Ryan. I don't want to get caught up in the Ethereum center stage right now, and I'm looking at all the accumulation of Ethereum happening right now. So, is there a world where Ethereum exists as something other than it was designed to be? I could see that, but Ethereum is the worst layer one, literally, in existence. It's the worst. And so what do we do with that? You know, I mean, it's not like, so Bitcoin was designed to be a peer-to-peer transaction thing, and instead it became digital gold. What if Ethereum just becomes another form of, you know, maybe, I wouldn't call it digital silver, but like digital platinum? I don't know. You know, what if it becomes that? So I guess I guess I don't have an answer for you yet. Alephium thoughts? Yikes. Alephium just looks miserable. 27 cents. No signs of life. I have no thoughts on Alephium. Could it do something? This is one, I mean, you know, utility created between the last bull run and this one. It's always dangerous because it's like they caught on to what the ones that the previous cycles did. But they just made it worse with their tokenomics. VeChain or ICP VeChain, easy. All right, Inspect. Man, Inspect's looking pretty good. I mean, if you asked me about Inspect in early July, I would have said it's dead. I mean, that's the thing about a lot of these cryptos that look dead. They can do what Inspect's doing. Inspect looks strong right now. But I mean, that was after a while of just looking just flat out dead. But I mean, volume is increasing. Volume keeps picking up. And the chart just keeps on, like, you know, it's like first pump had a bull flag and then a second pump, and then I wouldn't call that next thing. I mean, right now it looks like it can keep going. It looks like it has good momentum. Yo, how the 10 kids doing and the wife? I don't have 10 kids. I have 7. I'm kind of joking. We're all good. I wish we could delete comments in case we comment twice. You do? I wouldn't have expected that from you, Foregone. That sounds exhausting. I don't want to do that. I don't like to work out. Are you and Ski streaming tomorrow? I think so. I'm pretty sure we are. We haven't talked about it, but we usually just text each other in the morning. We're like, hey, we're doing this. VVS showing some signs of life. I mean, VVS, man, that thing. I mean, if you zoom in right now and you don't look at the all-time chart, VVS looks okay. If you look at the all-time chart, it's like, yikes. So sure, right now VVS looks okay. I don't know. I mean, their inflation was insane. So, I don't know if the inflation of their crypto is still like that or not. Hello, just looking. Tristan, thanks for the follow. You always say take profits. I'm up 1K on ETH. Should I take profits or hold or sell or transfer? You're up 1K. I need a lot more context. Is 1K life changing, or are you a millionaire and you're up 1K? I know I said two different things. If 1K is life changing, take some profits. If I was up 1K on ETH right now, I'll just say I bought ETH and I sold at a profit, and I have some ETH still, but 1K for me is not a dollar amount that I'd be like, especially for something like Ethereum, because I do think Ethereum is going to hit a new all-time high and go into price discovery and go a decent amount higher than that. For me, I wouldn't be incentivized to take 1K profits on ETH, but it just depends on your situation. Optimism. Man. At some point, optimism will be amazing. Today is not that day. And I won't say amazing, but at some point it'll do a dead cat bounce. I mean, optimism's like a legit layer 2, but it's like, man, the chart, it's the tokenomics. It's the same thing over and over again with these cryptos. Link target 48. I know that's low. It's probably going to go higher than that. XRP exit price. I have a target of $8.92. That does not mean an exit price. I will probably start unwinding my XRP bag around $5, assuming it gets there. Do you think PRCL is dead? You never know, but I mean, I wouldn't be interested in buying it looking at this chart. Is VeChain the best risk to reward right now for you? I think so. I think so. Alex and Sonoran, thanks for the follow. How do you feel about Say? I think Say is going to do well when the time comes. Right now, what do I think about Say? It's like, I don't know. I like the chart a lot more than a lot of other cryptos, and Say has some potential. I think Say is going to hit a new all-time high. That would be 4x from here. So my plan is to long Uni, then transfer into a lower leverage trade on VET for the rest of the run. Okay. Sui or Say? I would say Say. API 3. So API 3, I'm pleasant. I don't own any API 3, but I'm pleasantly surprised looking at this chart. So 2 days ago, I opened a short on API 3, and it was a 1x short. And I just as it kept on going down, I moved the stop loss down. But what I wish I did is I had a level, $1.26. I had this level laid out on the chart that I was like, just, if there's a level that API 3 would bounce off of, it would be that level. And maybe it would be a good idea to close that short at that level, but I didn't. I still made money. But that was the level, $1.26. And now, I mean, given 2 more green candles after that explosive move, maybe there's some hope here for API 3 to at least get to $2.08. We'll see about after that, because there's a lot of resistance above that. Is this Bitcoin and Ether season only? Our alts are still hibernating? Yes, for now. There will be a time. But Ethereum is center stage. The rest of the altcoins, I think what would happen after an Ethereum all-time high is that we'd start seeing some rotation to altcoins. And my guess would be the ISOs. mostly starting with XRP. So I think I'm going to just, I might do that. Let's see Ethereum get to like $6,000. I'll probably rotate some of my ETH to XRP into H bar. Most of its high time frame resistance is like a 4x away as well. Okay, I won't look at that, but yeah, I think VeChain's a very safe choice. Good morning, Big D. Locked Ton, thanks for the follow. Hello, Craven. Arb, why is LCX suddenly pumping? Again, I've thrown in the towel with trying to analyze LCX. I say this every time. LCX will bore you to death, and then out of nowhere, it'll pump like crazy. And hey, look at what's going on right now. Man, Arbitrum actually looks pretty good. I'm surprised. I thought I was going to be looking at a chart that just depresses me, but Arbitrum looks pretty good. Man, yeah. It's in an uptrend. Just kind of, would you call that a bull flag or not? I don't know, but like I'm liking Arbitrum right now. All right. Just want to say thanks for the refund on that Pundle. It's Jason from X. You're welcome. You're welcome. Telcoin. I already talked about Telcoin. I have some Telcoin. I'm very bullish on it. Last few days have been really rough, but I'm going to be very patient with Telcoin. Do you have a crow target? Not really, just over $1. What do you think about Sui and Ondo? I like both of them. I'm not expecting multiple X's. Like Sui is a very large market cap crypto. Ondo is pretty large. But I like having plays that I tend to find are safer. Virtual, how far will it go virtual? I think a new all-time high, $5. So more than $5. How about that? Just looking. Thanks for the follow. If you had to choose 3 cryptos to buy and hold for 5 to 10 years, I mean, obviously Bitcoin. I don't know. I mean, I feel stupid saying this. It might just be Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP, or maybe VeChain. Like the thing about VeChain is that it's actually being used in the real world. Or maybe Dogecoin would be on that list. Honestly, like maybe Dogecoin or Litecoin or Bitcoin Cash. I mean, it would have to be OGs. It would have to be cryptos that are still alive, that have potential to hit new all-time highs. So just looking. Thanks for following on this channel. Did you already give an overview of what the market will do the next couple months? I did. Irish Prince. I'll just say it again. I think there's just too many potential things over the next month that are going to cause people to not go risk on. Jackson Hole speech on Friday. Unemployment report next month. Last month's unemployment report was really bad, so we're hoping for a good one this month. CPI and PPI, that'll come right before the next Fed meeting. So if we got good news for all of those, then awesome, amazing. I have a hard time believing we're going to get a good unemployment report, a good CPI report, and a good PPI report. So we owe the Link Marines an apology. No, we don't. No, not yet. Link is the thing that I've been saying consistently about Chainlink. It's a slow mover, but it's very reliable for trading. Link is what, 50%? It's not even 50% up to its all-time high. Let's slow down on that a little bit. If Link gets to $100, then I'll revisit that comment. But no, cool. Chainlink's pumping right now. I wouldn't be surprised if one day on this live stream people were like, "Man, I'm so bored with Chainlink. Should I sell it and get into something else?" Storage. Wow, I haven't looked at storage in a while. All right, why won't Pengu just dump already? I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying that. Yeah, my bias would be that Pengu would go down a little bit more here, but like I like Pengu, man. Storage. This looks It looks depressing like most other altcoins. I've got nothing for you. I'm sorry. Smart money came in April. Okay. Zach, thanks for the follow. I invested 10K up to 20K now on ETH and want to do best to make more in the long term. Thanks again. Oh yeah. All right. So that's yeah, you're up 1K. I'd hold on to a little bit more. Are you still going to load up on render in the bear market? Yeah, definitely. All right. ETH moved down, bottom around 3,300, destroyed alts, then move without alts. Are you saying that ETH is going to 3,300? Because I disagree. Let me ask you this question. Okay. VeChain, which exit price? I don't have an exit price for VeChain. I don't know. I just don't know. You know, when we see VeChain start moving up, I'll think about it. Mr. Grimm, thanks for the follow. DOT and IMX. I'm assuming depressing and depressing. IMX depressing. This could get down to 38 cents. Polkadot depressing. Polkadot and IMX's chart look almost exactly the same. It's like they can't break through the 200-day moving average. But then there's very little room between the 200-day and their bear market bottoms or their recent bottoms. So thank you, Smart Troy. XLM and Doge still got life in it. Yes, both. Easy. Bitcoin, ETH, and XRP are great bets. Aave's a beast. Aave's very strong. It continues to just raise the floor and continues to get rejected at the 786 retrace from its 2024 peak. So Aave, I'm very comfortable holding Aave. You're not getting 10x on Aave, but you're getting solid returns. There's a company doing Doge reserves. That's hilarious. Is Matic dead or buy? How about yes to both of those? Both of those questions. I'm actually I'm a little intrigued by Polygon right now, or yeah, Pole, not Matic anymore, or whatever you want to call it. It might be all right. It might be actually a good buy right at this moment. FOMC meeting today. No, Jackson Hole today. Good morning, PETA. Alex, do you think a temporary dip will happen? Oh yeah, always. But right now I'm a bull. Like I made a video. I published it on my YouTube channel, World War Bitcoin. It published this morning. And I called for 112 and 112.3 for Bitcoin, you know, $4,060 or whatever it got to for Ethereum, that was going to be the bottom for this week. And the reason why is because, well, just let me talk about Bitcoin. You know, RSI, it's a very simple thing. When Bitcoin is in an uptrend, when we are in a bull market, RSI will almost always go down to 40 on the daily chart. It'll go down to a score of 40, and that will be the floor. Earlier this year, that did not happen when we got to the peak tariff fears in March and April. And so it's a judgment call. Do you think the level of fear in the market is on par with what we saw in March and April? I would say no. So for me, seeing RSI get to 40, that's like, there's the bottom. And so what's the bottom going to be though? Does that mean the bottom and now we're going to hit a new all-time high? No, that means the bottom for like this week. But then what comes next, in my opinion, is probably Ethereum barely breaking through its all-time high and then getting flushed down dramatically within like 24 to 48 hours, going from like 4,900 to 4,400, and then taking another week or two to recover and get to price discovery. So Pengu is done dipping. I'm not saying that Pengu is done dipping. The problem, I love Pengu. It's my number one Robinhood meme coin. The problem with saying that Pengu is done dipping is just like how explosive the move was from early July to, you know, to late July. Yeah. To early August, that there's some gaps that could be filled. I have not sold any of my Pengu. I am perfectly fine holding on to it through all of that. Rismus is goated, good calling it. Yeah, and you ain't seen nothing yet. Zach, thanks for the follow. Reserve rights, RSR, and sand. So glad I got rid of my DOT. I've been hating on DOT this entire cycle. I hated on it throughout the entire bear market. RSR doesn't look too bad. It's on the right side of the averages, I'll say that. This might be a good one to buy. Just be patient with it, you know. Sand Metaverse. Ugh. Metaverse is trash. That doesn't mean, like, I mean, you look at Sandbox in November, it's like it shot up massively in November, December. You got a 5x, almost a 5x on it in November and December. So it could do something similar again. It's just like, you know, if I'm going to be, if we are for sure, we know without a doubt we're in the bear market at some point, you know, not right now, but I'll gladly open a short on Sandbox. AVAX, what happened to it? What about it? AVAX is going to have its time. Zebek already looked at it, not in love with the chart. LCX, Floki, FET, Quant. Why did Coinbase delist Render? I have no idea. All right, LCX again. LCX. Today's the day. Man, I just die inside whenever LCX pumps. Not because I don't like it or anything. It's just like, here we go, LCX. I have no analysis on LCX. I just feel like a broken record. Some of you could probably type in what I'm about to say, the words that are about to come out of my mouth. LCX will bore you to death and pump out of nowhere. Here we go. On a day like today, that LCX would be pumping. Sure. All right, Floki, FET. Floki. There's some support where it is right now. I have some hope for Floki. I entered a position and I'm down on it. I'm not going to cry. I entered a position at 0.00011. It's at 0.00010. I'm down 10% on it. And it's okay. I do like the level that Floki is at right now. I'd just hold on to Floki. All right, FET, excuse me. FET and then Quant. Oh man, 28 new messages. Is one of you spamming all of a sudden? I'm trying to get through every question here. FET. I'm going to have to pass. I don't know. Like, I'm not super high on AI cryptos right now. I don't think they're going to do anything extraordinary. I think their extraordinary run was 2022 and 2023. Or sorry, 2023, 2024. Do you think Doge will do a 3x from now? Maybe. If you force me to guess, I'd say yes. Sonic just backtested on the trend line. It was rejecting off since May. ETH flies, so will Sonic. Okay, I'll look into that. September crash. I mean, that's what people would say. September is usually, people think of September as like a very bearish month. It's usually just mildly bearish. It's just like, you know, but then during September's, there's always a scary moment. Pengu or Pepe? Pengu for me. BB, thanks for the follow. Should I buy more Rismus even now? I think so. Crow, I think Crow's going to get over $1. Thoughts on NPC? You know, I own some NPCs. If it's NPCs, if it's the meme coin, if that's what you're asking about, I bought some. I'm just holding on. I think it'll be fine. Solnik or Rismus? Right now, Rismus. At a time, Solnik. All right, guys, I'm sorry. I'm assuming somebody's spamming. I can't keep up with all these comments anymore on TikTok. Everyone calling for September crash. Exactly, Will. What happens when everyone calls for September crash? I mean, last year, everyone was like, oh, September is going to be miserable. And I mean, it started out pretty bad. But then we had the best September in Bitcoin's history. So you think XRP is being suppressed? I wouldn't say that. I don't know where that question came from. XRP's fine. I'm in a long on XRP right now. I'm down. I got in at 295. I was like, XRP under $3. That seems like a great value. And so, got up to 299 yesterday. I didn't close it, and I'm fine with that. I'm just pretty comfortable holding this XRP long. Oh, what do you say about Portal Coin? Do you think TARS is going to bring itself to life? Yeah, I don't think they're done. Portal, please stop spamming, man. I should like ignore your question since you're spamming so much. It looks dead to me. That's what I would say. Is Noble Blocks a scam? It's dead, but like they never recovered. I would not say Noble Blocks is a scam. I would say they never recovered from that HEEHEE hack. Is this bull run over? Oh man. Tezos, I like that it's a decent amount higher than its 2024 bottom. What do you say about TARS, good or bad? I don't know what to say about Tezos, honestly. It's probably going to go higher, decent amount higher. TARS, somebody asked if they're going to, TARS they have a lot of money from marketing and they haven't turned it on lately, but I think they're going to turn it on again. That's all I'm saying. Pengu under $1, over the dollar this year, yes. Need dot update. It looks terrible, but at some point it's going to pump. Thoughts on Rose, Deep Book. Targets for, I don't have a target for Deep Book. I have some Deep Book, but I don't have a target for it. Rose, just an accumulation. Looks like most other altcoins. Is it too late to throw money in Rismus? No. Can VeChain do a 10x? It could. I don't think it will. All right, I've got about like 3 more minutes. Target for ETH, new all-time high. That's all. That's all I'm saying. Troll meme chart. I do want to look at Troll actually because I've been told that they've done something similar to what Pundle did lately. I really don't know, man. I mean, it's a meme coin. It's not that old. Could go up, could go down. Do you take profits now or waiting? I'm not taking profits now. Is Rio and Prop C going to have its time? I mean, it really depends on if we're going to reach euphoria with those RWA cryptos. And I think we will. I think we are going to have a blow off top and it's going to get really ugly after that. So, oh man. Sui, Polkadot, API 3. I know that there's people rotating in and out of this live stream. It's getting to the point of the live stream where it's like, I talked about all of those a few minutes ago. The big E32, thanks for the follow. Maybe Scale's bottomed out. I mean, Scale had that huge pump. Somebody's asking about Scale. Huge pump. It looks like it's close to being bottomed out. It still needs to find some level of support here, which actually it might have found. So Scale, I think there's some value in getting into Scale now. Matt, gosh. I like right before AVAX, Mr. Alex, right before, like you had to have come into the live stream like a minute after I talked about Avalanche. Hello, Momo. How about HEEHEE? Will it move higher this year? It depends on, do we have a blow off top? You know, and maybe it's not this year, maybe it's next year. I think so. I think that, you know, fourth quarter is going to be amazing like it always is post halving year. At least October will be. In November, we'll see. So, all right, guys, I'm going to be done. Have a good one. I'll see you when I see you.